Hi guys, this is Shishi and welcome back to the Bubble Nest. This is section 1 of the beta breeding playlist, and in this particular section I wanted to go over the tank setup, which is probably one of the most fundamental and basic steps in breeding beta. I have some footage that I shot previously of the current breeding setup that I have, just so that you have a visual display of what your setup should look like ideally. And obviously you don't need to go as extravagant, or you can go a little bit more extravagant, but in beta breeding, simplicity is key. There are some elements when you are breeding beta that you absolutely cannot ignore. Hopefully for you to see the tank that I use, which is one of the ways that I breed beta, I do also breed in tubs. They're like small, maybe 3-gallon little plastic tubs that you can get from the dollar store. They're really cheap and affordable. We're gonna move over to the previous footage that I filmed, and I hope it'll give you a little bit of an insight as to how your tank should look once it's set up. Like and subscribe if you want to see the next step to the breeding playlist. Have a great day and good luck breeding. This is what is a basic beta breeding setup. As you can see, the water line is maybe 5 inches from the bottom. A heater, sponge filter, live plants, bare bottom. There is nothing in there apart from apparently a snail. And in the next couple of days, I hope to start seeing infusoria growing in here. There is a piece of slate in here, and more so than anything, just to have an area that a female can hide behind so that she's not visually in the line of sight of a male, because sometimes during breeding the female needs to get away from the male and he cannot see her. So that's and you can use like a piece of driftwood or anything like a cave or something like that, like the little ornament caves. You can use those so that she can get out of his line of sight, just in case he really turns on her. I use simple things that she can get behind the sponge filter, she can stay out of his sight, she can go down behind the stone there and again be out of his sight. And I always try to have the male build his nest in the front corner. And frog bait is fantastic if you get frog bait that has a root system like this. Fantastic for natural spawning, absolutely fantastic for fry. They love to hide up in it, and absolutely fantastic again for infusoria cultures, which beta have to eat live food. They do not survive if you do not produce them with live food. This filter has already been used in other tanks, so this tank is technically good to go. I don't have to worry about waiting weeks on end for it to cycle correctly because the filter is already used. Obviously it's been cleaned and put back in, and now I've just got to choose my breeding pair that I'm going to put in here and try and successfully spawn. I'm sure a lot of you probably remember just recently I had a very large spawn of around about 600 fry, and unfortunately I'm not sure whether it was the cold snap of weather or whether there was something that contaminated the tank, but they actually all died in 24 hours and I don't have a single clue why. They were all swimming around the night before. I came down the following morning, every single one was gone and dead. So that was really devastating, but unfortunately these things happen with beta and beta fry. They're extremely difficult to raise from fingerlings. So yeah, anyway, I will update you with who the parent fish hopefully are gonna be.